Imagine this: in the early 1980s, researchers studied how quickly fear can spread in a community. They found that even a single shocking, mysterious death could ripple through an entire city like wildfire, creating panic, mistrust, and paranoia. Now, multiply that by 7 deaths in just 3 days, all linked to the same over-the-counter painkiller that millions of Americans trusted every single day. This wasn't just a study anymore. It was real life. And it happened in Chicago, 1982. This became known as the Tylenol Murders, a case that terrified a nation, baffled investigators, and forever changed the way we buy medicine. It all began on September 29, 1982. Mary Kellerman, a bright 12-year-old girl from Elk Grove Village, woke up with a sore throat and a runny nose. Like millions of Americans would, her parents gave her one of the most trusted remedies, extra-strength Tylenol. Within hours, Mary collapsed and died suddenly. The same day, 27-year-old Adam Janis, a postal worker from Arlington Heights, left work early complaining of chest pains. He too took Tylenol at home. Tragically, Adam died shortly after. But the horror didn't stop there. That evening, grieving family members gathered at Adam's house. His brother, Stanley Janis, and Stanley's wife, Teresa, both took Tylenol from the same bottle. Within hours, both collapsed. Teresa died that night, and Stanley soon after. By the end of the day, 3 people from the same family, along with a 12-year-old girl, were gone. Doctors and police were confused. How could these unrelated deaths be connected? Over the next 2 days, 3 more deaths occurred, all traced back to extra-strength Tylenol capsules. Chicago was in shock. A trusted household medicine had turned into a silent killer. News of the mysterious deaths spread quickly. TV anchors warned viewers not to take Tylenol. Pharmacies pulled bottles from their shelves. Hospitals braced for mass panic. Investigators discovered the horrifying truth. The Tylenol capsules had been laced with potassium cyanide, a deadly poison that kills within minutes by cutting off oxygen to the body's cells. Someone, somewhere, had tampered with Tylenol bottles on store shelves, turning an everyday medicine into a weapon of mass fear. The public response was immediate and massive. Johnson & Johnson, the maker of Tylenol, faced a nightmare scenario. At the time, Tylenol accounted for over 1/3 of the company's profits and was America's #1 pain reliever. In a single week, their brand reputation was on the verge of collapse. The FBI, Chicago police, and the FDA launched one of the largest manhunts in American history. But the case was unlike any crime they had faced before. There was no clear suspect. The poisonings appeared random. Whoever did this had walked into local stores, opened Tylenol bottles, replaced the capsules with cyanide-laced versions, and put them back on the shelves. Dozens of suspects were questioned, but no one was ever convicted for the murders. One man, James W. Lewis, sent a letter to Johnson & Johnson demanding $1 million to stop the killings. He was arrested for extortion and served 13 years in prison, but investigators could never directly tie him to the poisonings. Another theory pointed to a disgruntled Johnson & Johnson employee, or even a competitor in the pharmaceutical market. But again, no solid evidence ever emerged. The case soon grew cold. 7 innocent lives had been taken, and the killers were never caught. The Tylenol murders unleashed something else, a wave of copycat poisonings across the country. Dozens of reports came in of other products being tampered with, Excedrin, Anisin, and even food items. In 1986, another high-profile case emerged in Washington state when 2 people died from cyanide-laced Excedrin capsules. The culprit turned out to be Stella Nickel, who had poisoned her husband in an attempt to collect life insurance money. She was later convicted, but her crimes only fueled public fear. The idea that anyone could walk into a store, tamper with a product, and walk away undetected was terrifying. It shattered America's trust in consumer safety. The Tylenol murders left behind not just victims,